This is the weekend edition of iFIBER 1 News, where we present some of the top stories from this week and your weekend weather forecast.
And coming up from the weather department, another look at some unsettled conditions taking us through the weekend, but still not a total washout.
I'm Roger Adelson. Stay tuned for more in the weekend edition of iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News. Your number one source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
One of our top stories for this week was about a county board going to the Grant County Commissioner's office to voice concerns over property tax values. Reporter Cameron Probert has that story.
A disagreement about $40,000 has a county board at odds with the Grant County Assessor's Office. Members of the County Board of Equalization met with the Grant County Commissioners Monday, the same day that the county received notice that the assessor appealed 3 of the board's decisions to the state. The board members were upset about recent comments made by Assessor Lori Grammer concerning their decisions on the value of properties in the Schwana area. Chairwoman Helen Fancher explained that the board has lowered the value of set of properties in the area 3 years in a row.
That's been very frustrating to the Board of Equalization. And I think the comment that was made by the assessor that's printed in the paper is, why would I lower the assessed value when I don't agree with the decision to lower it? She sticks with the appraised value that her office comes up with unless there is a factual reason to lower it. Well, we certainly saw the factual reasons to lower it.
She pointed out the area hasn't changed much since the railroad stopped coming through. Property in the area doesn't sell and isn't irrigated, board members said. The meeting coincided with the county receiving notice that the assessor was appealing the board's decision on 3 properties to the State Board of Tax Appeals. The board cut the value of the properties located in the Schwana and Smyrna areas in half for a total of about $40,000. The assessor was not available to answer questions about the appeal on Monday. The appeals form state that the property owners didn't provide enough evidence to prove the value should be lowered. For iFIBER 1 News, this is Cameron Probert reporting.
Thanks, Cameron. A couple made changes at home to grow their own food in Soap Lake. Here's Jeff Chu with that story.
Soap Lake's Jennifer Peterson believes that everyone has the right to survive. She, her husband Frank, and their 5 children do just that at their Soap Lake home. The Petersons tore up their lawn and planted garden plots to grow vegetables and fruits around the house. They can the food they grow to last over the winter months. Peterson organized the nonprofit group Soap Lake Urban Homesteads and founded the Soap Lake Community Garden on land donated by McKay Healthcare Nursing Home.
And then I decided I wanted a community garden to help people learn how to grow and can and preserve their own food. And I learned that I needed a kind of like a nonprofit thing to be able to get grants and stuff to help with it.
Passionate about what her family does, Peterson in 2012 received permission from the city of Soap Lake to raise 4 chickens at a time in her backyard. Peterson, who homeschools her children, said establishing urban homesteads and the community garden has all been a huge learning process.
We are from Seattle, and we were a little surprised to learn that here in Soap Lake you couldn't have chickens or bees or nothing.
Peterson described Soap Lake Urban Homesteads.
It's a nonprofit organization that's supporting the community and the urban food movement.
She said part of Urban Homestead's effort is to donate excess produce to the food bank.
We've had to go to the food bank before, you know, and when we lived in Moses before we moved here, and so, I mean, I just wanted a better way. I didn't want to have to rely on anybody else to provide for my family, nor did my husband. We wanted to provide for our family.
Peterson, who said she needs volunteers for the community garden, can be contacted at 509-312-9826. I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
Thanks, Jeff.
Each of the people you see here has warrants for their arrest and is wanted by various law enforcement agencies. If you see any of these people, the Department of Corrections asks that you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but to call police. You can also call the Department of Corrections at 509-764-6180 during the day or 509-762-1160 after 5 p.m.
We'll be right back after this.
DQ $5 lunch. I'm really into it. One thing I can't decide. Is it chicken strips, fries, and a drink with a free sundae, or do you get a sundae with free chicken strips, fries, and a drink? Trick question. Both answers are correct.
Exactly, Sam. It's Fanonomics. Entree, fries, drink, plus a sundae. The $5 lunch, only at your DQ. This is fan food, not fast food.
Hey, how do you TDM?
Fish taco.
Chicken burrito. No. Chicken taco. I mean...
I want fire on my burrito. I want jalapenos. I want habanero sauce. I want it hot, hot, hot.
Rice, beans, lettuce, tomato. And that is it.
I like nachos. I like nachos.
2 pork tacos with creamy chipotle sauce, and make it a combo.
Love fish tacos.
Gotta be fresh, gotta be fast, gotta be to go, gotta get out of here.
Stop by today and TDM with our new creamy chipotle sauce.
And hi there, everybody. Meteorologist Don Morelli with you on this Valentine's Day night. And I'm hoping you have some good plans. I think for the most part, it shouldn't go off without a hitch, but as far as Mother Nature is concerned. But some bands of moisture continues to head our way. So we'll continue with the headlines of showers off and on for a while. And at times with the temperature dipping below freezing, particularly the pre-dawn hours and the early morning hours, there could be a brief bout with some light snow or freezing rain. But for the good portion of the time frame, temperatures are above freezing, so that's good news. But by Tuesday, Wednesday, we start seeing a little bit more of old man winter trying to come on back with the colder temperatures. Wasn't that bad today, was it? 47 degrees after a morning low of 34. Normally 42 is a daytime high, so above normal on both ends. We had some precipitation generally in the pre-dawn hours, 2, 3 in the morning, I think it was, and it ended before 7, 8 in the morning. About 1/10 of an inch here in Ephrata, and in Moses Lake we had about 11/100ths of an inch, and about the same time frame with the precipitation moving through, almost clipping that 50-degree mark. Wasn't that nice? 35 degrees, the morning start on this Valentine's Day morning. 46 right now. It's not too bad of an evening setting on up, but again, moisture's trying to come on by, but you have time to get out and do something special for the one in your life. West-southwest breeze of 12 miles per hour. Here's what we're looking at. Again, the Pacific train of moisture continues from Northern California through our area, although in British Columbia you see things settling down just a bit. But you notice, here it comes, Saturday night, Sunday morning, and again, you see this blue. That's why I think we might see a little mix, particularly in the northern valleys. And then we see the same sort of thing happen on Sunday afternoon, Sunday night into Monday morning. So you get the picture. We continue to see these bands of moisture coming our way. Now, specifically for the state, we are looking at mostly cloudy skies for our Saturday with bands of precipitation. We will get in a bit of that rain shadow effect here. Temperatures on the afternoon should be approaching the upper 30s, lower 40s, just a few degrees cooler than normal, but still above the freezing mark, and that's the good point. Speaking of which, look at the morning lows tomorrow morning and Sunday morning. So any precipitation that does develop, we could just see a little bit of slick spot here and there. But the precipitation bands will come in every 12 to 15 hours, at least into Tuesday. Notice Tuesday's temperatures, and then Thursday even cooler, back into the mid-30s for daytime highs. So again, you're seeing that things are getting a little bit on the cool side as we slide through the work week next week. And the headlines there, periodic precipitation continues. Again, you have some time to get out and enjoy a nice Valentine's night tonight, so do it. Okay? Well, coming up in just a little bit, sports, so stay with us.
Build anything with the new Toyota Tundra. Toyota, Let's go places.
Did you know that Little Chiefs Childcare is expanding their Juniper Street location? This great new place across from Moses Lake Clinic is designed just for preschool and school-aged children. For over 8 years, Little Chiefs kids like me have found the love and attention every child needs to be healthy and happy. The grown-ups there have gone to college, so they know how to make sure kids from 1 month to 12 years old have a great place to learn and play. Come join our growing Little Chiefs tribe.
Welcome back. Our next story is about a Grant County bus line being deemed the longest in the state. Here with the story is Jeff Chu.
It's official. Grant Transit Authority has the single longest bus line in the state. The 77-mile-long Grand Coulee to Moses Lake route beats all other transit systems for route length in the state. That according to Grant County Transit Authority's operation manager, Lyle Bland.
We've conducted a survey with all the state transit properties, contacted every single one, and our run to Grand Coulee Dam from Moses Lake is in fact the longest run provided by a public transit provider in the state of Washington.
Grant Transit Authority offers the run twice a day, Monday through Friday. It leaves Moses Lake at 4:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. and moves between 15 and 25 riders a day, according to Bland.
It's intended to, if people want to use it to commute from the Moses Lake, Ephrata, Quince, or Soap Lake area to work in Grand Coulee Dam, they can certainly do that. And we do have several riders that work in Grand Coulee Dam area and live down here in the south part of the county.
The long route can be a challenge in bad weather, but bus driver and Moses Lake native Tom Brim says it's a matter of slowing down and focusing on the road. He drives between 800 and 1,000 miles a week. He described those who use the long route.
People from all walks of life. There's people that work for the Bureau of Reclamation that work at the dam in Grand Coulee. People that work at the hospital in Grand Coulee, high school students, college students will come back into town and go to college out here at Big Bend.
Brim said he likes to drive the route.
The scenery is really outstanding. Seen some gorgeous sunrises and sunsets, all kinds of wildlife, from deer, coyotes, eagles.
Brim has survived some tough driving conditions along the route.
When winter's coming to an end and spring's kicking in, it'll freeze up at night and thaw during the day, so you'll have rocks in the road. The snow will melt over the edge of the cliffs, and there's these huge waterfalls that freeze. And in the spring, they'll start thawing. So one morning I came around the corner, it must have been about 6:30. I was up about maybe 15 miles from Grand Coulee, and there was these huge pieces of ice in the road, big as basketballs.
Bland said distance between cities in Grant County is the main reason Grant Transit's 27 drivers and 25 buses travel so far.
We annually exceed 1 million miles a year.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
We'll be right back.
Ready for some classy, laid-back fun? Imbibe in Moses Lake is a place for you. Imbibe has a huge selection of your favorite wine and beer on tap from local brewers. We have kegs to go, and we can fill your growler. Remember that summertime is beer time. Come enjoy our live music on Fridays and make sure to reserve a spot for private parties. What are you waiting for? This is the place to enjoy your favorite drinks with your favorite people. Find us on 3rd Avenue in Moses Lake, Washington, or call us at 509-765-1119.
Give your car the bath of a lifetime at Glass House Car and Dog Wash. Our personal attendants will focus on your vehicle's needs, and our new touchless technology guarantees the best wash possible. And as always, our tire scrubbers and rim spray will increase the life of your tires and leave them gleaming. Water spots don't fly here. We will hand dry your vehicle every time. Get in, get out, get clean at the Glass House Car and Dog Wash, located at 914 North Stratford Road in Moses Lake.
Our next story is about the Columbia Basin Cancer Foundation's Country Sweethearts benefit dinner. Here's Courtney Vasquez with the story.
Columbia Basin locals grabbed their hats, put on their boots, and rallied up donations for the Country Sweethearts benefit dinner. Columbia Basin Cancer Foundation has hosted this event for 5 years now. Executive Director Angel Needler said all proceeds from the event benefit cancer patients in Grant and Adams County. She said they value this event because it brings in enough money to help patients all year.
One of our goals is to get our word out that we're there to help our local people. We see young, old. We have a child on our patient list, and they're every walks of life from every stages.
Locals donated a variety of items to auction off at the event. Maxine Hansen and Mel Neal have been donating to the foundation for years. They said they've made over 600 quilts for local patients.
Every new patient that comes into their office that goes on the bus gets a quilt free. And it's just a little something that you or say a man, you're upset because you got to go to chemo, but you don't know nothing about it. So you're sitting there nervous, and they give you a quilt. And it kind of breaks the deal. It just makes them feel better.
2 locals who have battled cancer shared their experience with the disease. They reminded people that cancer can have an impact on anyone.
And being in my 20s, the last thing I ever thought I'd have to deal with was cancer. But my main worries were money and chasing women and having a good time. But definitely the last thing that crossed my mind was having to deal with cancer.
Last year, the Columbia Basin Cancer Foundation raised over $55,000 with this event. The funds help patients with travel expenses, wigs, hats, groceries, and more. Needler hopes everyone knows that they aren't alone. The Columbia Basin Cancer Foundation is here to help. For iFIBER 1 News, I'm Courtney Vasquez.
We'll be right back after this.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
6 years ago, my dad began having issues with headaches, sore throats, and constant fatigue. He tried treating the problem with over-the-counter medications and lots of caffeine. Finally, he talked to his doctor, who confirmed our suspicions. Dad had sleep apnea. He didn't like the idea of using a CPAP, but after trying it one night, he was convinced. We found everything he needs for a much better quality of life at InHome Medical.
The next story is about 2 Moses Lake couples who have been together for more than 60 years. Here's Jeff Chu with that story.
Where can you find everlasting love this Valentine's Day? At the Moses Lake Senior Center's luncheon, of course. There we found 2 couples who have been in love and married for more than 60 years. Longtime Moses Lake residents Lilas and Willis Mitchell have been married for 66 years. She's 87 and he's 95. Lilas said she thinks the secret of long-lasting love is pretty simple.
Getting along and going together. We've done everything together. We went camping, went on vacations, we did everything together.
Willis agrees with his wife's wisdom.
Don't never run off and be gone for a week or 2 or something like that. So always stay close.
They met in a cafe where she worked in Odessa, northeast of Moses Lake.
I worked in a restaurant, and he came to visit a fellow he was in the service with. And he stayed there and worked. And we just met. He'd come in and I'd feed him.
They married 2 years later in 1947. She says they fell in love fast, however, and she still has deep feelings for her husband.
Probably the second or third time we went out, come in every day for lunch, Well, he's a kind person, for one thing. Hardly ever gets mad about anything, or What else is there? Honesty? Yes, yes, yes. Hard worker.
Lila shared advice for couples in love today.
Well, they don't give themselves a chance. Like some of them get married and they're married 2 or 3 years and they're off. And got a couple of kids by then probably, so you've got to stick in there and you got to work at it. It's not all fun and play.
Dorothy Aldrich, who is 84, and her husband Harold, 83, were married 61 years ago and have been together since they were in college in Arkansas. She and Harold have simple plans for Valentine's Day.
Sure, he has to give me a kiss and a Valentine.
Dorothy recalled how she met and fell in love with Harold.
He happened to come sit by us Sunday with girls, and I got him. And he has to stay with me 20 more years at least.
Harold said it didn't take long for him to fall in love with Dorothy.
Oh, about first or second date, I was playing cards in the student union with a bunch of girls over here, and then I saw some over here, and I went over there, and I got her.
What's their secret for long-lasting love? Compromise.
I get to do what I want to do, and he gets to do what he wants to do.
Yeah, we split everything 50-50. She gets $50, I get 50 cents.
I'm Jeff Shue for iFIBER 1 News.
That wraps up our weekend edition. iFIBER 1 News will be back on Monday at 5 p.m. with the latest news from around the Columbia Basin. Thank you for watching.